Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Elders Boxing. We back again with another one. You know how we get down. We got this weekend recap. It's a short week, and all the fights was in Japan early this morning, so we're gonna cover those. We got some news and notes to break down, some fight announcements, some upcoming purse bids. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we get down with the news. Salute to everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate y'all time. Salute to the playback as well. You know what I'm saying? Keep it rolling. Let me see. My bro Mike in the building. What's good with you? Marla Prince, what's good? Salute to you guys. Appreciate you guys coming through as always. Yes, sir. All right, let's get to it. We're gonna start with this fight in Japan that not a lot of people was talking about, but it was a pretty good fight. You have Masamichi Yabuki, the IBF champion at 112 pounds. He defended against former world champion Phyllis Alvarado. This is a good fight, some tough rounds. Yabuki was in control, what I'm saying, for the better part of the fight. He ended up dropping Alvarado late in the 11th round, and then he finished him up in the 12th. We're going to take a look at that, too. I seen it on Twitter. But Yabuki, he retains his IBF title. Bro, he got kind of like a resurgence in his career. I know he had a loss to Kenshiro. He was the first one to beat Kenshiro, but then he lost to him in the rematch. And since moving up to 112, he's been having put on some great performances. He had two-time three division world champion or two division? I can't remember, but he did beat Nasinga for the IBF title at 108. Earlier this year, he petitioned the IBF to fight the champion in the high weight class, and he beat Ayala at 112. So, he had a pretty good year, man. Salute to him. I like Yabuki too, and he's in position for some great fights. D-Lo in the building. What's good with you, bro? So this will take before I show you guys the clip of his knockout win. Yabuki is in a good division where he can unify. You got two other champions at 112 pounds. Ricardo Sandoval, he's the unified champion. WBC, WBA. He beat Kenshiro, earlier in the year. And then you have Anthony Oscawaga, the WBO champion at 112. He's a good fighter too. He's been on a real good road since becoming world champion. And he's a stablemate of Jantu. So fills out Masamichi Yabuki can unify with either of those guys, either of those champions. It'd be dope. So let me let me screen share real quick, man. I'm gonna show you guys this clip of the KO win by Yabuki. You know what I'm saying? Some good shit right here. All right, let me get there. So I like Yabuki, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. I ain't gonna lie.
Felix Alvarado i mamy liczenie pod koniec tej 11.
Let me turn that down. Yo, he began to it. So I like him, man, because he can mix up. He can box, but he got power. He's one of the bigger punchers in this lower weight class. If you guys haven't really tapped in, he's the guy in the white shorts. Alvarado, former world champ. Look at that left hook. Yo, he can fight too. So I knew coming into it, this is going to be one of the best fights of the weekend because their styles mesh real well. And as you guys can see, it wasn't a lot of running. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were sitting in the pocket and going toe to toe. So some good shit. Here's the closing of the fight right here. I like Yabuki though. He tough as hell. He got like 3 losses, but he tough as shit. The way he bounced back from the losses. You know what I'm saying? So the referee stopped the fight. You guys about to see. You know what I'm saying? Was it a bad stoppage? I don't know. He looked into the fighter's eyes, so I give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he could have went on, but they gave it to Yabuki, so it's all good. He stopped him. Look, it was probably gonna end like that anyway, so we'll see. Salute to him. I want to see him unify the division. You know what I'm saying? It was good. A romantic massacre was good. Hakan in the building was good. Salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. So good win by him. And like I said, he can unify for sure. So I like Yabuki. All right, to the Ring 5 card, the Night of the Samurai. This was in Riyadh. We know we had some changes to the card. Um, and this was the biggest change. with Eduardo Garcia, he had to pull out the fight due to a sickness, illness. So he was facing Kenshiro Taraji, who was attempting to become fourth division world champion. I can't remember, but this fight got postponed. Now this was a interesting fight for me for the card because Garcia has the last title at 115 pounds for Ben Rodriguez, who want to become undisputed. And we know we have Andrew Maloney is the IBF mandatory. They don't looking like they budging and trying to take no step aside. So look like Bam is going to move up to 118 pounds quicker than expected. So this is why I want to see this fight, because if Kenshiro would have won this fight, I think Maloney probably would have accepted step aside, because this would have been a big event either in Japan, or they can make a big fight in the U.S. for Bam versus Kenshiro. So that fight was off. So here's the running order of this card. If you guys missed, it came out early in the morning. Andrew Gray, what's good with you? Z Pacino, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I appreciate you guys coming through. Yes, sir. So it was a pretty solid card. I mean, the fights was pretty good. Wasn't a lot of fanfare going into this, probably because of the early morning start and all that good shit, but it was on pay-per-view. That was another thing. That was another bad factor about, a lot of fans not tapped in like that, because it was on pay-per-view. But Ryo Sasumi, he got a fourth round stoppage victory. Good performance by him. I like how he was maneuvering in the inside. Southpaw, he stopped Quintana. So good win by him, man. They can keep him active. He might be on that January 31st card. He trains out in Vegas with Ismail Salas. So I won't be surprised if Susumi is on that card, like a prelim. Amanga versus Edison Garcia. This is a pretty good fight. This was like a short notice. Garcia was a fill-in for Armando Martinez. Good back and forth action between these southpaws. I think the deciding factor was the 8th round when Garcia dropped Amanga. And I think that was the deciding factor. Pretty good close fight. And after the knockdown, I thought Garcia was in control. And he was able to get a split decision win. That's a lightweight. That's a big win. Garcia, Dominican fighter, I know he got knocked out in the first round on Showbox a few years ago, but he bounced back nice. And he got some world rankings. I think he rated at 130, but this fight was at 35. So salute to him. Salute to him. I like the bounce back. Johnson Nakatani, Sebastian Hernandez was a banger. That was what a great fight. I had a 114, a draw. Bro, I'm with that. I'm not even mad at that score. That was a good fight too, bro. This fight surprised me. Yeah, it was a good fight. Good fight. Good fight. Yeah, Nakatani Hernandez, bro, that was a real close fight. Like my man just said, I thought Nakatani got out to a good start. I thought he probably was up about maybe one of the first 4 or 5 rounds. But Hernandez is so consistent, and he just pretty much outworked Nakatani. And Nakatani didn't use his legs as much. Maybe he couldn't, because Hernandez was on top of him. But Hernandez fought hard, tough. He was hitting Nakatani with some big shots. Nakatani was hitting him with some big shots. I thought down the stretch, man, Hernandez finished strong. He finished real strong. But I thought Nakatani maybe got one. He got one of those rounds. Well, it was a couple of rounds where he lost like 2 or 3 rounds in a row. I thought he got one. They kind of got him the 115, 113 edge. But that was a close fight. That scorecard, 118 to 110, was not this. That wasn't the fight. You know what I'm saying? Hernandez probably won 2 or 3 rounds in a row. Nonetheless, only giving him 2 rounds is nasty work. But I'm not mad at Nakatani getting the win. I mean, he suffered an injury on his eye, so let's see how long that take or how severe it is. I mean, that was a big blow. But Hernandez stock is way up. Like I was saying, Hernandez is a tougher opponent than Alan Picasso, in my opinion. Even though, you know what I'm saying, that's coming into the fight. I seen Hernandez fight a couple of times. I seen him on top ranked card that he looked real good, strong, and he can come back. Hernandez put himself in a position where he can be right in line for a title eliminator at 122 pounds. Imagine a fight with Sebastian Hernandez and Ramon Cardenas. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. That's the type of shit. That's where he's at right now. And I would love to see him again, even with Alan Picasso. But I think they on the. I don't know if they're on the same team, whatever. But that would be a good fight too. So Nakatani, maybe he took a hit. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. They probably would dispute him being in the top 10 pound for pound. I just think I look at it like this: he moved up in weight. He fought one of the tougher guys. He didn't take no easy money going up to 122 pounds. He fought a real tough, undefeated, hungry, strong Mexican fighter that gave him everything he wanted. So I think that was a combination of that. Maybe his punches ain't hitting, ain't hurting that hard like he was. He ain't punching that hard like he was at 118 pounds. I mean, he started his career at 105. When these smaller weight guys start to move up in weight, once they start to touch their fourth division, because I think uh, Nagatani is a three division. 12, 15, and 18. So once you start touching your fourth division coming from that much weight, then you start to kind of, the playing field start to even out. So let's see. I know they got the big fight with him anyway on deck, so we'll see what's next. I think they still going to do it, though. Yeah, that was a trash card. Test 305, what's good with you, bro? This is why I love tune-ups, because sometimes you got a guy who ain't going for like Hernandez, and a guy like Picasso who's go with the flow. I feel you on that, bro. Yeah, I feel you. Anyway versus Picasso. This is one sided. Even though Picasso he did try, but he was just outmatched, outgunned. The hand speed of Anyway, his footwork, his power, the body shots. The body shots started slowing down Picasso so much to when I was watching it, I'm like, damn, Picasso, he looks short now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But when they faced off, he had a nice little height advantage. But as the fight kept going on, I'm like, damn, they're the same height. But anyway, bro, he pound for pound, he nice, he like that. Now, maybe it's a little bit of slippage because he was getting hit. He was getting hit in this fight, But I thought he broke down Picasso so much that the punches wasn't affecting him. What was coming back at him. But anyway, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely one of the top 3 or 4 best fighters in boxing, and he got a hell of a resume. 27 title defenses? This is fourth. 27 title fights, 25 if you count. If you want to take away the Reggie title fights, 4 division world champion. This dude he's got the accolades, and now I think the Nakatani fight I would accept it because it's a big fight, and I do think Nakatani is a good fighter. So I think that's got to be next, right? But I think. Well, let me go back 1 second. Actually, no, we good. I do think these guys should fight next. You know what I'm saying? I think this is the only thing for Anyway to do at 122 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I think he done cleaned out 122 twice. In essence, he done cleaned it out twice when he became undisputed, and then when he beat MJ. You know what I'm saying? So this is the last one. Now the only if he beat Nakatani, which we probably favor him, right? The only other fight for him to stay for is Bam, but maybe Bam ain't there yet. So I think, and honestly, I'd rather for him to go up to 126 and try to conquer that division than try to wait for Bam. Even though I think that's a super fight too, and Bam could do some good things depending on how his power, translate. But yeah, bro, I'm ready for it. They got it all built up. They put these guys on the same card. They already got a date already, May the 3rd on a Sunday. So that's not going to interfere with Cinco de Mayo in the U.S. on the May the 2nd with Zerdo and Benavidez. So, bro, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But after this, though, it got to be 26. It got to be. It's some good fights for him at 26. I think Hernandez won that fight. Junto got it. You think so? You can definitely make a case for that. He definitely finished strong. Yeah, intense fight, bro. That's a good analogy. That was an intense fight. He was on Junto's ass. Yeah, salute to him, bro. I feel like he didn't lose, but he lost. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the biggest winner on this card, Hernandez. I want to see him again. yeah, the uninformed critics try to go crazy on Nakatani today. Same thing. Yeah, it always happened like that. You know what I'm saying? They calling Picasso a prospect, and I don't think he's a prospect. He's a contender, but it is what it is. What it is, these smaller guys get a lot of criticism because the media will put them in a pound for pound situation, and we feel like they're not better than our favorite fighters, right? But like, look, anyway, for example, anyway dominated the fight, right? But what he tried to do, he still tried to stop Buddy. A lot of our favorite fighters, when they up 10-0, 9-0, whatever, they cruising. You know what I'm saying? They done took the pep, like, you know what I'm saying? And that, to me, I would take anyway over any of those guys that do that. Like, I like to see a guy, this is my preference. I like to see a guy be dominating, and he can't hit you, he can't hurt you, and you can land all your shots. Go get him, go walk to him and get him up out of there. I don't like when, okay, I heard him early and now I'm just gonna coast and I'm gonna, I don't like that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you can make a statement, but so you can make a statement and dominate the guy even more by just putting on the gas and stepping on him. So anyway, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of people don't realize it. They're still not gonna give him the credit because But I think, he's good. And about his power is there. Like, it's crazy because anyway, anyway, been at 122 for a minute now, and he been stopping everybody. He only stopped the only two what he only the only people he didn't stop was his last two fights, MJ and Picasso. Everybody else, he done stopped at 122. So the power is there. What about giving credit to the opponent? The motherfucker tough. Picasso tough as hell. Picasso and Hernandez, those dudes came to win. They didn't come here to just on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They was trying. It just wasn't good enough. But Hernandez was good enough. He just didn't get the nod. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let's see. Um, Let me see. So now count the regular straps. They count. Okay, with 27 then. PJ's Big Dog. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. You think they dropped the ball? No, I think it was good matchmaking, bro. No, it was good. It was good. You know, there was both undefeated fighters, and they gave them tough fights. No, I think it was cool. It was cool. Do you feel like Hernandez was a great opponent for John too? Man, hell yeah. Well, I don't know if he get him ready. Maybe get him ready for the 122 power, but not. I don't know about the style. Because anyway, it's much faster and much more explosive than Hernandez. But probably to get him adjusted, that's a tough welcome to a division fight. Like, that's so maybe yeah, he's a great opposition. You know what I'm saying? As far as the power, dealing with the weight and all that good shit. And he's strong. Yeah, no, that was 118, 110. Yeah, you right though. Yep. You still ain't wrong. You think Key Ortiz is an indicator of Hitchens? I hope so. That's a fight. I think that's a big fight. I think right now, based on what Frank Martin did a couple of weeks ago, his name is ringing out. I hope that's the indicator for sure. It definitely opens the door. We're gonna wait for those IBF rankings to drop. When we see Frank Martin hit those IBF rankings, then I think we got some smoke in the city. So you know how this plays out, bro. We're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna see what's up with it. Yes, sir. All right. So those was the it's a this is the end of the year. The fights, what I'm saying, is gonna start being slim to none. The last fight we have for the year of note is Aoka. Kazuka Aoka he's fighting a WBA eliminator, but that's January 31st. New Year's Eve is his date. So other than that, we'll wait to January. January is a great month of boxing. One of the best Januaries that I can remember. Maybe you guys got a better memory, but we got hella fights, and we're gonna start with Amanda Serrano and her card with MVP in Puerto Rico, and we're gonna finish on the 31st with Shakur Teofimo. We got Baz Baru and Xander Zayas. We got Bakram. We got 3 titles at 154 up for grabs on Saturday, January 31st. And then we got a bunch of shit in between. So January gonna be crazy for sure. For sure. Our bro Ryan in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Y'all go tap in with Ryan, man. Ryan got some good content up there in Canada. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. All right. Talk about some news, man. Angelo Leo, IBF champion, IBF featherweight champion. He was supposed to come back February 21st, but his fight got postponed. I don't think it's like no injuries or nothing crazy. I think this probably just the scheduling. Because that day you have Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios on the 21st. And you know Leo he's with ProBox, and ProBox may have some fighters on that PBC. They work with PBC. And I heard Lester Martinez is gonna be on that card, February 21st. So maybe that's a scheduling conflict, but he's supposed to face Daniami, the South African fighter. So maybe they'll push it back to like the top of March. But Leo, great fighter. I like him. Two division world champion. I want to see some unifications at featherweight. It don't matter who. You know what I'm saying? If Shushu become world champion against Castro, I take that. Espinoza, I already love that. Nick Ball versus Figueroa winner, I love that too. So, yeah, we got to get the ball moving, no pun intended, at featherweight, because that's a good division with some good solid champions, but I feel like those guys is just waiting on anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep my title until anyway pick me type shit. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I like Leo. Hopefully he'll be back. He'll be back. They'll be reschedule his fight soon. I'm glad to see Bachman back. Yeah, bro, good. He been out the ring for over a year, making his second title defense against Josh Kelly. January 31st was insane with so many great fights. Yeah, man, so many. Man, I love it. I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait. All right. Richard Torres versus Frank Sanchez. Those guys has a purse bid scheduled for January the 6th. So this is a final eliminator with the heavyweight division. It's been a long road to get to this final eliminator. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of people pulling out. But if this fight goes on, I like this fight. I think it's a winnable fight for Torres. Even though Sanchez is the vet, he's been around, got a good win over FA, but I don't think he's been the same since that knee injury. And you face a young, hungry, tough, rugged guy like Torres that believes in himself, bro. I think Torres can edge it out. Let's see. You know, Tyrank still don't have that deal yet, so I'm not sure where they would place this. Um, Sanchez is like, I think Samson is working with him right now, so it's a possibility he can land on a PBC card, maybe the 21st. Maybe Tyrank wins this. I don't know, but I like the fight though. You know what I'm saying? And the IBF, they probably last in the rotation with the mandatory. But you know one thing, the IBF got you as a mandatory. You're gonna get your opportunity sooner or later. And they don't mind stripping that champion. So um, let's see. I think it's a solid fight in the heavyweight division. Interested to see how Madrimov look. Oh yeah, me too. Coming off the knee injury. Yep. Bruce Gas in the building was good. Torres and Sanchez, the ACL, interesting. Yeah. Let me see. I like the fight with Torres and Sanchez. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I like it too. Usyk did confirm. Yeah, he did say. I seen him. He doubling down on it. Let's see who actually makes that fight. You know what I'm saying? Who would make it and where it would be. Yeah, he want to fight him, so that's good. Give him an opportunity. All right, so this one right here went under the radar. It happened almost a month ago. So Brian Adams and Kevin Ajaku was ordered for the final eliminator, the IBF final eliminator at 154 pounds. Now, I think the deadline had passed. So, from my understanding, those guys have a purse bid next week, December the 30th. So y'all stay tuned. Brandon Adams, he coming off a great win over Bogachuck, beat him twice, but he dominated the second fight. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good name at 154. He a vet. Kind of crafty. He can fight. Kevin Njoku is coming off some good wins too. Um, I like the fight. Like honestly, the fight is pretty good, pretty solid fight. They can make it. I'm not sure where they would put it at. Brandon Adams, he been linked to TKO, and TKO ain't fucking with the sanction bodies. So I think this is a big opportunity for Kevin Njoku to become the mandatory. So the winner of this will become the mandatory of the winner of Bachram versus Josh Kelly. Now we all know Josh Kelly is the mandatory for Bachram, and so they won't get the mandatory shot right away. But I can see those guys getting one definitely this year. Definitely this year they'll get an opportunity at a world title. So man, this is interesting, man. I would like to see this is like one of these. This is definitely a hardcore boxing fan type of fight because if you really look at the matchups, this will be a banger if they ever get it popping. So Kevin Njoku, I don't think he has a promoter. I think he works with Mick Conlon and Brandon Adams is with Overtime, and maybe he worked with Fight Book in Southern California. So let's see. Purse bids are on the way. All right. I think Matchroom. I hope, man, that'd be cool. Um, put that. I would like honestly. It would have made sense to put that fight on the undercard of Bachram versus Josh Kelly because, from my understanding, that undercard not gonna be too crazy. So that would have made perfect sense, to be honest. But I don't know if Matchroom. Let's see if Matchroom is invested in this fight. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. All right, so we got an announcement for this fight, February the 5th. Albert Ramirez, he's the dark horse at 175 pounds, and he's the WBA interim champion. He's gonna face LaRon Richards. So battle of two southpaws. Richards, if you guys don't remember, he's a guy that dressed like his fight fit is like a bumblebee. He got one loss. I think he lost to Steve Woodall. I think, yeah, Steve Woodall. He's going up to Canada to face Ramirez. Ramirez is a good puncher, solid fighter. Like I said, he's like a dark horse at 75, and I like him. So yeah, this is February the 5th. Eye of the Tiger Promotions. So should be interesting. I want to see Ramirez he get past Richards. I want to see him in a good fight. Like honestly, he to me, I think it's like what? How are we gonna rate these guys? We got Bivol, Benavidez, Beterbiev. Yo, he might be after them. Morrell, Callum Smith. He's in that mix. He's in that mix. I think more since we had Comaine, Belfast, Lewis. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You're right. Kevin Njoku is Irish. Yeah, okay, that makes sense too. Yep, give those guys time to get trained, get to have a full training camp. And it's not like they're going to get the mandatory right away anyway. So, yeah, I'm with that too. Lewis Crocker. Let's see who he picks. All right. This is another one. Speaking of Irish, I like this fight right here that they proposing. March the 14th, newly crowned WBA champion at 130 pounds, Jazza Dickens. Um, he's linked in to face the IBO champion Anthony Kakashi. We haven't heard from Kakashi in a minute. Kakashi, last we heard of him, he pulled out the Ray Ford fight in August in Saudi, and we ain't heard nothing since. So they working on something. Queensbury is working on a big card St. Patrick's Day, and this would be pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, like all shit aside, like I'm more so I don't really like the belts and shit is cool, but I like matchups too. Like I take a solid ass fight over a big name facing some an easy opponent. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't really wow me. I like matchups, and I think this is actually on paper a real good matchup because Jazza Dickens is actually. If you seen his last fight, the dude is strong as hell. And he actually looked like a different fighter at 130. I know he got 5 losses and all this and that, but their style is gonna mesh real well because Kakashi liked to fight too. He's a big, strong 130 pounder, and I like this fight, bro. I know we get kind of be fuffled, you know what I'm saying, confused and be mused by what these fighters be saying because he called out Shocky Foster. Shocky Foster called him out and be like, yeah, let's do that fight. But you know, if that fight don't happen, that don't mean I don't like this fight. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody ducking or this, that, and the third. But yeah, let's see. Because 130 need some, you know what I'm saying? We getting a big fight at 130, February 28th. Sugar Nunez and Marin Navarrete. But we need more. You know what I'm saying? We got Shocky Foster, WC champion there. We still need more. So I'm with this fight. I think it'll be pretty good. Kakashi beat Lee Wood in Nottingham in his last fight. He beat Josh Warrington too. So he beat, so that level he been beaten. And Jazza Dickens is like part of that too, and that in the same type of era. He came up with some of those guys. So yeah, that's gonna be fun right there. All right. So we seen this early in the week. It's no big surprise, but Hamza Shiraz and Diego Pacheco was ordered for the WBO title. We know Terrence Crawford retired, and he started to vacate his titles right away. That's a true sign that this guy not coming back. And his retirement is for real. Because a lot of guys fake retire all the time, pump fake, and they still got their belt. But when, you know, that's a true sign of a fighter that's really done with shit when he start vacating the titles. But this is interesting though because Pacheco was coming off a hard fight in December 13th, and I know Shiraz is penciled in to come back for the Riyadh season card February 14th. I don't know about that quick turnaround, but I think Pacheco might bite at it. Pacheco had a hell of a year, and some people think it was a bad. I thought he had a good year. He's a young fighter. He fought 3 tough fighters, bro. Man, I gotta pull up their resumes real quick. But all of those 3 names that he beat this year, Steven Nelson in January, good fight. You know what I'm saying? He hurt Steve Nelson, cut his eye. He was undefeated. He beat Trevor McCumbee, who was you know, Trevor McCumbee only had 1 loss. He was coming off if you can say, a good loss to Caleb Plant because he hurt Caleb Plant, and he showed us that Caleb Plant probably lost a step or two. And then he fought undefeated Kevin Saljo. So if you really look, people say he had a bad 2025. I don't say that. Um, I don't think so. He had a bad 25. What's that? 54. So 70. So his last 3 fights in 2025. I'll pull it up so I can show y'all. Let me pull it up. The last 3 guys that he fought, the combined record was what, 74-1? Man, come on, man. How we tripping off that? I want to show this real quick. Because people start, man, we start this because you have a performance that a lot of people probably ain't down with, or it was a tough, rugged performance with all that holding and all that shit. That don't mean the kid ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's young. He's 25 years old, right? We too hard on these fighters. Like, a lot of people are not fighting in their last 3 fights 74-1. Look at that shit. Nelson 20-0, McCombie 28-1, Kevin Lee Sajo is 26-0. Bro, that's a tough 2025. And if you look at some of the other super middleweights that's on his level, they don't got that type. They don't got that. You know what I'm saying? Hamza Shiraz lost. He lost his he lost early in the year. You know what I'm saying? He got a gift. So us boxing fans, we are recently biased. You know what I'm saying? We see what Shiraz did to Edgar Berlanga, and a lot of people wasn't even high on Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? So now Shiraz gonna run through Pacheco. I don't see it that way. But we'll see if Pacheco take the bait and come off a quick turnaround off a tough fight against Kevin Sajo. If we do that, we'll see. But if the fighter is later, which I think is a possibility as well. Now it's more so on an even playing field because my man has some time to recover. So let's see for the vacant WBO. I have to say this too. Hunter Shiraz was also ordered to face Christian and Billy for the vacant WBC title. So he has options. And like I mentioned in my video I did about the super middleweight division, Shiraz has the most options after Canelo. He can pretty much kind of move how he wants to because he got the backing of Turkey and Frank Warren. So he like the golden boy over there. So that's what it is with that. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of belts getting vacated, we got some more. My dream matchup in 2023, Navarrete versus Shakur. Oh yeah, that I don't know how close that fight was ever, to be made. Shiraz about to beat. I don't know. I like Pacheco in that fight. Pacheco, good fight. I like him, but Shiraz at 68 is a problem. Yeah, I actually like Pacheco in that fight. To be honest, if you give him a right training camp, I'm gonna take Pacheco. I ain't all that sold on Shiraz. Even though he just beat Berlanga, I ain't going crazy over that win because Berlanga been looking suspect for a minute ever since he left Top Rank. So I guess, and I'm thinking about how he got all boxed against Carlos Adames and all that shit. Pacheco can box too. And the last time, now take this now, I ain't saying hands down that Pacheco gonna win. I favor him though. But the last time I seen Shiraz in with somebody that's his height, he got dropped. Even though he came back and won the fight, he got dropped. And that was against a lesser guy. And that may not mean anything, but I wonder who can adjust better by fighting somebody your height, 6'3" and 6'4". That's interesting. I ain't writing off Pacheco based on him he facing 3 tough guys in 2025. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Shiraz beating up what we call beating up Berlanga and stopping him. That don't make me think that he's gonna do that to Shiraz. I mean, do that to Pacheco. But we'll see. The IBF title is also vacant. See, Terrence Crawford ain't playing around. People think he's gonna come back and nobody believe in him. But him dropping these belts so quick let me know that he ain't messing around. So he vacated his IBF title. The next 2 guys in line is the mandatory. You have Elisa Iglesias. It's a real good fighter. I think now that Crawford is gone, that's one of I think he's the best guy at 68. I'm gonna show y'all the rankings real quick so we can get an indicator of who can be fighting for that vacant title. So this is the press release from the IBF, basically saying Crawford vacated and this, that, and the third. They're gonna go through the 2 highest available guys and see, who's gonna take the fight. So let me show y'all these rankings real quick because we got to get educated as well. Are you ranking the IBF? No, I think they're gonna come out maybe the first week of January, so like the 5th or the 6th. That's what I'm thinking. It's a good matchup. Yeah, it's a good matchup. 2 tall guys. I wonder how those guys that would mesh because they used to fighting guys shorter than them. So that's interesting too. But let's take a look at this real quick, educational purposes. Look at these IBF rankings, and then you get an indication of what you can, see that's next. So Iglesias is the mandatory; he's number 1. So whenever the IBF is the only sanctioned body that does this. They don't rank 1 and 2 unless you win a eliminator. So you can win a final eliminator that would make you number 1, or you can win eliminator for the number 2 spot. And it's a couple of guys that got that number 2 spot. But here you have Iglesias, you know what I'm saying? He's a mandatory. So he's fighting for the vacant IBF. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta see who. And I don't know. Now, Canelo, I don't think so. Jaime Munguia, will he take it? I don't think so. Callum Smith, he's number 5 here, but he just got stopped by Troy Williamson. And when the new rankings update, they're gonna take Callum Smith. Either they're gonna drop him all the way down, or they're just going to remove him altogether. And they should put Troy Williamson in that spot. You know what I'm saying? I know Shiraz is number 6, but I can't see Shiraz taking the Iglesias fight, to be honest. So it's an opportunity where even this kid right here, number 7, Pavel Sagani, he mess around and get bumped up because I think he would take the fight and then just moving up. So we'll see. We'll see who actually take it. It could be an instance like nobody want to take the fight, to be honest, because Iglesias is a tough out. You know what I'm saying? I think he like Morrell, but he's more dangerous to me. I don't know. So we'll see what's up. And now it should be coming up soon where the IBF is going to officially order that fight. Yeah, he's going to drop for sure. He's going to drop. I would like to see just on some sentimental shit that Troy Williamson get his spot and get an opportunity at a world title because he kind of got like a Cinderella story type shit. But we'll see. Phyllis Nunez, what's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, keep it pushing. All right, so here's some announcements of some cards. The undercards of some cards that already been announced. This is Matchroom. We got the rematch with Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington, February 21st. You know what I'm saying? Nottingham. That's the hometown of Lee Wood. First fight, Lee Wood stopped Josh Warrington. Both of these guys is faded, so if you're looking for something crazy, well, if you're looking for like one of the best fights of the year, this might be one of those because they faded. Lee Wood got the clutch gene. He'll get you up out of there late in fights. He can prove that. Go see the Mick Conlon fight. That's just classic right there. And then Josh Warrington, he been faded, but he's tough and rugged. We're gonna see. But the undercard they just announced, we're gonna dive into. I feel like Nakatani lost, bro. Yeah, I seen the fight. I thought he edged it out, but I'm not mad at that take. You know what I'm saying? I can't argue down because Sebastian Hernandez was on his ass. You know what I'm saying? He was on. Yeah, he was pushing the pace. He made him work for that shit for sure. So we have Sandy Ryan. She's back. She's moving back down to 140 pounds. She's gonna fight for the vacant WBC title, left vacant by Chantel Cameron, who didn't want to fight her. She want to do other business. I think she want to do 3-minute rounds. So she's gonna face Zamora. Zamora is tough. If you look at her boxing, I think she got 12-10, but she got a knockout win over Jessica Kamara a few years ago. It was an upset too. So Sandy Ryan's back. She's coming off the 2 losses against Michaela Mayer, dropping down in weight. Dave Allen is back. No opponent yet. I think he just want to get back and get a win. He coming off a loss against Magmadov. He dropped the ball. He should. That's a fight was set up for him to win, but he got all boxed by Magmadov. Magmadov don't even do no boxing. That's crazy. You got Janae Boston. He's back. I think he coming off a loss. He lost. He lost to damn for Wise. Yeah. Also on this card that I didn't mention is Ismail Davis versus for Wise, the guy who beat Baston. And then you got Tilmai Aiton. She coming off a knockout loss. She nice. She been sleeping shit, and it's kind of rare in women's boxing when you see these ladies getting slept like that. She like that. She just fought last week and she's right back. I would say by the end of this year, she might be fighting for a world title. She might 100. It depends how 118 play out. Well, I'll push back a little bit. 2027, she gonna be fighting for a world title. But this year is gonna be her year to establish herself as a top contender. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she good. A real good fighter. Yeah, there you go. Bilal Fawaz. Yeah, he's gonna fight. He's fighting on this card. He's facing Ismail Davis. Yeah, she is. I think so. She nice. She got the power. She can fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I'm with that. All right. They also announced this card right here, which been kind of under the radar, but I think it's gonna be a great fight too. A lot of people think it's not gonna be. I think it is. Raymond Tyler making his first IBF title defense against mandatory challenger Andy Cruz. Man, January 24th in Las Vegas, Fontainebleau. I think it's gonna be a good one. You know what I'm saying? And this fight right here, the winner. Well, Mortala said if he wins, he's moving up. That's what his trainer was saying. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But it is business at 135, and particularly on the top rank side, they can do a unification with more Tyler and Abdullah Mason, which it'll be a good fight too. But not ruling out Andy Cruz. He can easily win this fight, and and go on to bigger and better things as well. So that's what's up. I think it's a step up fight for both, but it's more so a step up fight for Andy Cruz in the pros. I know he got the amateur pedigree, but in the pros, I don't think he fought nobody quite like Tyler, who is a boxer puncher and a real good body puncher, and he can, he can do a lot of good things in the ring. So this is like the prelude for. This is like Boots versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. type shit, because you got Bozy going against Robert Garcia. So you got those two trainers going at each other. Hopefully, this would be a build up and a rivalry, so we can get Boots versus Virgil. That's just me wishful thinking. Let's get it. That would, what I'm saying, that's a nice little storyline. You think Tam Taboo? Yes. In her next fight, she's getting it. She's getting a unified title fight in her next fight. She's gonna face Kay Scott. Yes, sir. Yeah, fair play to Matchroom for announcing cards early for next year. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I'm waiting for the Bachram and Kelly announcement, but yeah, that's good. He said with Bozy coaching payoff. Let's see. That's a good question. He going against a top trainer. I mean, I think for this fight, I like to see Cruz be more of a boxer in this fight. He be trying to make Andy be aggressive. That might not be the play for this one, because I think Mortala is a solid thudded puncher. You know what I'm saying? But he has issues with boxers and movers, so we're gonna see. It didn't pay off against Fulton. I don't know what they worked on for the Fulton fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they worked on. No game plan for me. But here's the undercard. We got the return of Majimov. My man spoke about him earlier. Majimov is coming off a knee injury. We haven't seen him in a while. His name been linked. He's the co-main event. So he's facing the Dominican fighter, David Salazar. So Majimov, him being the co-main event tells me he may be the backup plan for Boots. Just in case he don't get the Virgil fight. I'm just saying. Because him being in this spot, coming off a knee injury, co-main event, I'm like, damn, he probably should be on the prelims just to test that knee out, stretch it out, make sure he's good. They got him co-main event. That's always interesting to me to think about. So I'm throwing it out there. I like this fight right here. This is a rescheduled fight. It's supposed to be on the Boots undercard. Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart, light heavyweight crossroads fight for sure. Khalil Cole, he looked real good in his last fight, bouncing back to get to avenge his only loss, against Gallegos. His jab that fight, man, you can't get no better. He busted up that guy with the jab, and he ended up stopping him. The guy quit, I believe. Facing a veteran, Jesse Hart, these guys know each other. Jesse been around for a long time. The TCL, Michael Jordan of TCL, you know what I'm saying? Haven't been like real active in real fights, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I think this is gonna be a good tough fight. Jesse is gonna bring it. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I think this is a good fight right here, though. This is a good fight, good tough fight. And I think, man, I don't even know who to pick, to be honest. But I do like Khalil Cole in the way he had that jab pumping. And if he can get that weapon on display, he gonna have some success. I will say that he will have some success. MVP needs to announce their shows next year. I think they coming. Yeah, they definitely gonna kickstart it. I'm rocking with Dominican, but does he get? I don't think so. He's a smaller guy. I know he came up from 140. Haven't really fought a lot of tough guys. I like Majimov, but it's gonna be interesting to see how Majimov look coming off a knee injury. We have Omari Jones with an O, Olympian. He's back. I like him too. You know, they've been keeping him real nice and active. He's gonna face Baxter. 154, 147. This is a tall, rangy kid that can box and got a little power. So I like him. He's back. We got Zaquan Moses. He's gonna be on the undercard. Probably he might kick off the show. I don't know, but he's been active too. I think this is his fourth or fifth fight, so salute to him. Still a young fighter, developing, growing, being around, good fighters in the gym and stuff like that. You got Harley Medeiros as another strong fighter. He's with Keith Conley. He got some power too. He's on the card. Gallegos. He's with he's a good fighter too, young guy, prospect, but he's interesting. He's with Sean Boxing out of Dominican Republic, and he's with Box Lab, so he kind of like a co-promotional deal. He was supposed to be on a PBC card, but the shit got postponed. Look, he was supposed to be on the PBC October 25th card, but Fedor pulled out. And then he got a spot on the Jake and Tank card. That fight fell apart. So he got some favor. The promoter's fucking with him to be able to trust him and put him on those big cards like that. So yeah, look out for Gallegos. He's a solid fighter. And then you got Ronnie Ramirez. This kid right here is very talented. I've been hearing a lot about him. I've seen him a few times, and he looked like he's the truth. He might be on audition for a Matchroom contract because he's like that too. So yeah, man, salute to this card being announced. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a great. This is January 24th. It's gonna be a great January. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir. All right, to close it out, we got the announcements of this card right here that we're looking forward to. Ammo versus Adamas versus Ammo. Yes, sir. So Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. We know this fight was like the the worst kept secret in boxing. We already knew this fight was gonna happen months ago. We're just waiting on the date, and they kind of announced it kind of late, to be honest. But they got the announcement. Looking forward to the main event because two top, guys is pretty much in their prime, 20 years old. These guys been around, big names in the business of boxing. You got Teofimo. He's the WBO champion, 140 pounds. He's been there for a while. Athletic guy, gifted. He have problems with certain styles. You know what I'm saying? But Teofimo is smart in the ring, and he always fight. He fight his best against the top competition. So I give him that. And then you got Shakur Stevenson, who is kind of like the master of distance, good boxer, good defense. He moved up to 140. So let's see how his body adjusts. Teofimo was calling for a knockout. He only had one knockout at 140. So I don't know. His power is definitely not the same as it was at 135. And then Shakur, he never been like a big puncher, but he got enough on him to keep guys, honest. He's coming off a good performance against Williams Zepeda, where he was fighting in the pocket and doing a lot of slick shit. But he did get touched up a lot in that fight. And then Teofimo is coming off yeah, it was a flashy, solid performance against Barbosa, where he dominated the fight, easy money. So both guys is coming to this fight, off solid performances, and let's see. A lot of people don't think this is going to be a good, pleasing fight. I actually think it will. I think because I feel like somebody is going to have to be because both of them are natural counter punchers. Somebody going to have to be the aggressor, and honestly, I think it might be Shakur though. And it's funny people might not understand this because this technically he actually fight pretty good going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because he can catch all that shit. And Teofimo, he got a long in and kind of be creative with his offense. And I think it's gonna be a tricky fight. I can see the roles changing in this fight. One guy being the pressure, the other guy on the back foot boxing. I can see both of them switching roles. So you feel me? So now let's go. Alvarez stopping Ruiz within six is impressive. Yeah, that Alvarez kid tough. So we got a kind of like a surprise, but I like this though. Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. I love this fight though. I'm not even gonna lie. Salute, Smoke James in the building. What's good with you? I appreciate you. Yo, I like this fight. So this is the backstory. It's supposed to be Hitchens versus Jermaine Ortiz. Those guys don't got the business together, so the fight didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Hitchens right now, we down on him. Oh, Foxy Brown in the building. What's good with you? Salute. Do you think T.O.'s power is there at 140? I don't think it. No, I think he got respectable power, but it's a big gap from 135. So I'm gonna say it's okay. I don't know if it's like that because he had Steve Claggett in front of him, and he was touching him and landed the most punches he ever landed on one person, and he didn't hurt him. He only hurt. He only. Yeah. He. I mean, he was. He was kind of. Was he hurting Taylor? Maybe he was hurt. He hurt Taylor in that fight, but it was more so Taylor was just too slow for him. Who has he really hurt at 140? Oh, not the only one he stopped was Pedro Campo. So I'm gonna say it's all right, respectable. So Hitchens right now, he's taking a. I feel the same way. Okay, we're same page. Yes, yes, yes. Appreciate you. Um, I feel like Hitchens is taking the hit because they're accusing him of ducking. Thank Father in the building. What's good with you, bro? They're accusing him of ducking. When I take a step back, the only fighter I feel like he wasn't trying to fight was Sabril Matisse because he played that rehydration clause to the T. And I covered the fight for him for Hitchens versus Lemos. And after the fight, bro, when you mentioned Matisse, his body language wasn't there, and he was an IBF mandatory. That was a final eliminator. And he was acting like he won't try to take that. He said he needed a couple of more fights. He told us in the media, yo, bro, I think I might need a couple of more fights. I'm like, what the fuck? He's a mandatory. So he never had that energy for Matisse. But as soon as Matisse lost to Paro, this motherfucker ran to the top of the bro. I got next. And he did what he did to Paro. But even though he beat the man who beat the man, he didn't want to beat the man, if that makes sense. He didn't want to fight that man. Let's just keep it a buck. Gary Antoine Russell, he never mentioned his name, but I don't really hold that to him too much because nobody mentioned Antoine's name. So he's just in line with everybody else. And then, calling out Devin Haney. You can't call out Devin Haney no more without, you know what I'm saying? But Devin Haney will fight. Devin Haney will fight anybody. So I don't know why that's a bad thing. But, then the Keyshawn back and forth, they both all priced themselves. That's a fight we probably wanted for this card. And then so I don't know if he's ducking. I can't say he's ducking nobody but Matisse. I can't say he ducked Jermaine Ortiz. The business ain't right. He said he's going to get a bigger fight. If that bigger fight is Frank Martin, then let's go. Because Frank Martin, listen, I like that fight for Hitchens and both of them. Frank Martin's coming off a highlight reel knockout. That shit is ringing. That's a perfect way to come back to the game after that performance he had against Tank. And why not? If you look at the IBF rankings for Hitchens, it ain't no really crazy names for him. We got to get Frank Martin in those rankings, and then hopefully it's all to the races. Let's get it. That's the fight I want anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got the Keyshawn Davis and Jermaine Ortiz. Now, like I said, sometimes we got to take a step back and shit and look at the fight without the narratives and listen to all the bullshit. This is a great fight for Keyshawn coming to 140. First fight at 140 against Jermaine Ortiz, who been in there with the best, Teofimo, Lomachenko, and arguably he beat both. But I thought Loma beat him. But I thought he beat Teofimo. Jermaine Ortiz is a big 140 pounder too. If you watch his fights, he looks like he fights and he can make 154 or some shit. He's big and strong, got skills. He's a technician. This is a great fight for Keyshawn coming back after he destroyed his city, got his brothers fired from Top Rank, missed weight, called out Dylan Mason, pump faked him, did all this crazy shit, and to come back to Jermaine Ortiz, I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. And in some ways, this is a better fight because Keyshawn is going to fight. Keyshawn has a lot of questions. Is Jimmy Birchfield fighter, and he's with Box Lab, so he got a couple of guys in his pocket. That's the reason why the fight with Hitchens probably ain't happening. I'm just saying, but Jimmy Birchfield is the same promoter that he works with Rashidi Ellis, and Rashidi Ellis pumped fake Boost Ennis. He accepted the 500K. Then he said, "Nah, we give me more." That's the same team. So y'all put that in perspective when y'all try to call Hitchens a duck and shit. Just lay out the whole thing. If you still think he a duck, okay, cool. But Jermaine Ortiz got the same promoter as Rashidi Ellis, who was pump faking boots. You know what I'm saying? So let's put that out there. But yeah, Keyshawn got a lot of questions to answer. The mental health, he put it on Front Street, so now we got to question it. He moved up to 140. This is his first fight without Bomac since 2021. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of changes. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine Ortiz is a solid competitor. Like, you can't just sleep on him. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fight though. Even got a little brother fired. He had a lot of potential. Yeah, he got the whole squad fired. Mike Vick said, "I ain't coming to the fight." AI ain't show up. He had the mayor, you know what I'm saying, with that toupee on. Bro, everybody was mad at him in the 757 on that shit. So he got some redemption. Just do boxing. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. But that's a good fight. Bruce Shushu Carrington finally fighting for a world title. Yes, sir. Let's go. I'm hyped about this. He's going to face Carlos Castro. Castro is coming off a loss to Fulton. That's a debatable fight. He dropped Fulton and made that fight real close. You know what I'm saying? That was a competitive fight. It wasn't like he got blown out by Fulton. So Shushu and Castro is going to fight for the vacant WBC title, featherweight title. Shushu is the interim champion, but they're going to fight for the vacant. The winner's supposed to face Ray Vargas. I hold my breath for that. But yeah, good platform. As far as the matchup, these are two of the taller guys at 126. I think Castro 5'8". I think they're pretty much the same height. So two of the taller guys. Castro is a good fighter. He's pretty solid, unassuming, but he can fight. He been in there with top guys. Came up short, but he been in there. Brandon Figueroa stopped him, and he been in there with Fulton. So he fought the better competition so far. And Shushu he got all the star qualities. You know what I'm saying? New York City, Brownsville, Brooklyn. He's in a great position. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. I like this card too. It's growing on me. And I hope when I keep breaking it down. Only fight I don't like is that the Saudi guy. He's about to get beat. But I like the whole card. Carlos Adames versus Ammo Williams. This one kind of came out of nowhere as well, but the news been out there for a couple of weeks that Carlos Adames is going to defend against Ammo, the ABC World Title. So it's interesting because Ammo he was the IBF mandatory for Janibek. So if you take a step back, it probably would have made sense given the matchup because a lot of people are not picking Ammo against Carlos Adames. It probably would have made sense for him to fight for the IBF vacant title because Janibek is about to get stripped. He's going to open up his B sample top of the year. And he already suspended by the ABC. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to end up stripping him. You know what I'm saying? So Ammo, he foregoed that. So you had to say it was a bigger bag at stake. And he didn't want to wait for no IBF. So he going to Carlos Adames. Tough matchup for Ammo. Carlos Adames can punch with both hands. He can punch in both stances as well. He should have got the win over Hamza Shiraz. He didn't. He's a good counter puncher. This is a tough fight for Ammo, who has a lot of flaws. He's strong. He's a southpaw, but Ammo still got his wild ways, and he still get hit and clipped with shots. He can't. He got to shore up that defense against Carlos Adames because Carlos Adames is punching. And this is a nice little spice to the New York crowd because you got a Dominican fighter. Hopefully, the Dominican fight fans will come out and support. I think Jermaine Ortiz is Dominican too. But you know what I'm saying? I like how they got that mixed up. So that's good shit. And then the heavyweight fight, I like this too. I think it's underrated. Do you think this Miller fight? Yeah, bro. Hey, perfect segue. Do you think this Miller fight is a lead up to? I think so. I think it can build to bigger and better things for Jarrell Miller if he get this win over Kingsley Abe. But this is a tough fight, yo. To me, I think it's a tough fight. Kingsley Abe is not the picture perfect type of heavyweight. Like he don't do the 1, 2, 3, all that shit. But this dude he got power, bro. He's like 6'5", 285 pounds, 290. So the weight is gonna be two big ass heavyweights in there. Cause you know Big Baby is 3+. Um Abe is probably noted for the most by getting knocked out by Jared Anderson in the bubble. But since then, he been on a nice little run. I watched this fight a couple of months ago when he knocked out Jared Washington. As soon as he touched Jared Washington, he went. So they both got that common opponent. Big Baby is a guy that he got a high work rate for his size. If he can, I think he got a good chance too. Because although he got stopped by Dubois, he went off his feet and he was still trying to fight and stuff like that. So I think I can see this fight being I can see this fight kind of being ugly too. But Big Baby is a guy that can work on the inside. Abe is a bigger puncher. Yeah, it should be a fun heavyweight fight. Now I haven't heard any updates of Rayo. He's probably one of the top free agents out there. He young. He might be on some TKO shit. You know what I'm saying? He might be on that type of time. But I haven't heard much from him. I heard that he is in training camp. So he's back in Seattle. You know, he left Robert Garcia. So that's the only thing I heard of him. He a free agent. He left Robert Garcia. And I think I haven't heard this, but I feel like Rayo may be on TKO type shit. I say that because Rayo's young. Rayo ain't 25, is he? I don't know. He got what, 2 losses, 1 world champion. I feel like Mashmo ain't gonna holler at him, or you know, what I'm saying he not with PBC no more. But who gonna mess with him? And he's still a somewhat good name. So we'll see in due time. Overall, I like this card though. I think it's gonna be fun. And I think this card fits for a New York City card. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo and Shakur, of course, because you know Shakur is from Newark, and he can bring a crowd out there. I'm not sure if Teofimo is actually a big star in New York. Maybe he'll get you know what I'm saying the land community behind him, I guess. But I don't know if he's a big star. So Shushu definitely Brownsville gonna be in the building for him. Carlos Castro is from Arizona. Adamas got the Dominican guy, got the Dominican fan base. Ammo, I don't think he's a big draw there. Big Baby is from Brooklyn, so maybe they bring him out. It actually makes sense. Um, and it would have made sense for Hitchens to be on there too. Even I don't know that shit with Hitchens. Look, Hitchens is starting to piss a lot of fight fans off and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Hitchens can fight though. It's gonna be hard to beat him. Why everybody talking shit about him? Even with those guys, y'all say that he ducking. Those not easy wins. GG Champ, what's good with you? Salute. So there's a lot of stuff popping, man. We about to close out the year 2025. Great boxing year. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff happened. It's kind of like you can see the changes that's ahead in boxing. A lot of changes. Like, look, it's the first time in my lifetime that there's no boxing on premium cable TV. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That is crazy. No ESPN, no HBO, no Showtime, no nothing. Fox, NBC, bro, ain't no boxing, no boxing promoter have a network deal, right? Like you know what I'm saying? A US network deal. The Zone is a streaming service. You know what I'm saying? Amazon is a streaming service. I'm talking about shit that we all know. We all know those, you know, ESPN. We know that. Nowhere to go. And this is crazy. So it's a big overhaul. What do you think about the Garden getting 10K for? Oh, that's fake news, bro. Yeah, yeah, that's fake news. Yeah, they reported that fake. They reported those tickets for those prices before the fight was even announced, and then when the fight got announced and when the tickets went on sale, look, they got those tickets right there. Is man, that fake news be getting a lot of people, yo. Man, I'm telling you, bro. People are powerful because they would take that shit and say, "Yo, these tickets are so." Bro, they put out those tickets and those seats like that for those prices for scamming shit, bro. You go on there if you want to and order $1,000 ticket. You know what I'm saying? They done beat your ass out of damn near $1,000. They done beat you out of that. Yo, if you want to look, and this crazy because the people who be recycling this news been in the game for years. You know what I'm saying? OG type shit. We all know when a fight get announced, if it's a big fight, they gonna do a press conference. You know what I'm saying? And then right when the fight get announced, either the day before or the day after, they gonna put the tickets on sale. It happens every time. So why are we doing all these videos and making assumptions and having opinions on tickets that's fucking fake as hell? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know it's fake, then I get it. I understand that. But the people that's doing this shit is doing it out of reaction. They know it's fake. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. If you go on Ticketmaster right now and you pull up the tickets for Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, if you got tickets that high, $1,000, it's gonna be on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But this is the day and time we in. We'll take a piece of information and we'll put it out like it's fact, and everybody go believe in that shit without doing their own research. And now everybody out here looking crazy, and we saying, man, the first time we see those tickets, man, who the fuck Teofimo Shakur think they is? Man, I ain't paying for that shit. And then when you go really look at the real tickets, and you see it ain't that high, you don't go walk that back. Ain't nobody gonna walk it back and say, you know what, I made a mistake. Yeah, now you get you every time, bro. You know what I'm saying? I researched the researcher to make sure I'm straight. But yeah, yo, that shit was fake. That all that shit was fake. And I'll be the one to clear it up for you. That shit was fake. You know what I'm saying? I'm going on the website right now. So yeah, info spread like wildfire now. It's crazy. Yeah, it do. And it's a look, bro. Like these dudes is powerful, man. Nosebleed. I see nosebleed is 193. I pull that shit up right here. Um, yeah, bro. The information. Look, it's at the point of time now that it's not on it's not on the content guy fault no more. It's on the people who ingest this shit because we know what most of these dudes trying to do. They're trying to earn a living and get bread. And how you earn a living and get money, you gotta talk about the you gotta talk about the popular topics. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta kind of make it in your own way. They kind of sound, what I'm saying, to get people to come on in. You know what I'm saying? So to entice them in, when you see a title and it say something crazy or say something you like, what happened? Those tickets, what? Let me tap in and see what he's talking about. Because before that person have gave you some good information a time or two, right? So you'll take his word as bond because he put that out without doing your own research, without saying, you know what, bro, let me go check, see what he talking about. Then when you go on there, it's not from an official site. It's not. Look, when tickets go on sale, you should have a pre-sale code. You have a pre-sale code, say Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get guys. That's how they get fans to buy the tickets early because you get a discount or you get access to these tickets before they go out. So let's go to the 320s. You know what I'm saying? What that price at? Look, 120. Hold on, what that shit at? There you go. 128. That's a far cry from 1,000. So if a boxing fan paid $1,000 for those tickets that my man Bruce Gas was talking about that he heard that was on sale, they done got beat out of $900, $850. They got beat. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is crazy. They spent $1,000 on that bum woman for some love. Chill. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he said 2,000. I don't know. I'm on Ticketmaster. So when the tickets went on sale, that's where they posted it. I don't know, but I don't know 1,000. That might be resale. I feel like Juntu and Knockout maybe. Hey, based on that performance at 122, he looked different, huh? Um, I'm from New Jersey, bro. Okay, you pulling up? He said T.O. is not a big star around this way. I pretty much. Shakur is known in Jersey, but he's not. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do understand that. But he also, but see, he is a little bit more known than Teofimo because he went viral for a lot of negative stuff and a lot of crossover shit, like the Cam and May shit, and then his overall name being linked to Tank Davis. So he kind of more out there in the casual eye than a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? Like the clip of him of him running. They got a clip of him running from De Los Santos, and they got music behind it, bro. That shit went viral. A lot of casual fans on TikTok and Instagram seen that. I didn't hear that. I read it. Okay, I got you, bro. His power looks like it didn't carry well. Who you talking about? Oh, you talking about Nakatani? Yeah, bro. Look, first time at 22, he fought a tough, rugged guy. We got to give Hernandez some credit too. So it's kind of like half and half. Thanks for the advice. Helping say, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bros. Bro, don't man. Why would everybody pay $1,000 for some nosebleeds anyway? It's a hating ass state. It should be bigger. It should be bigger. Yeah. So yeah, bro. I just seen people come out and talk about this and say, man, these tickets, bro, they way too high. How they pay? And look, if you look at it, look at this. The lower bowl is damn near sold out. That don't look too bad. Hold on. Let me go back. Look at that. I mean, am I tripping? The lower bowl, that's like almost sold out. Look here and there tickets. These tickets right here. Let me see how much they. Let me go 224. So 250 for the. That's not bad. That ain't too bad. So yeah, man. Look like they selling good. If we really been honest, and we not on some biased shit, it look like that's what 20. How much MSG hold 20K? Okay, that's what's up though. So yeah, man, I just want to put that out there. A lot of this stuff though that be out here, it's just people just wrong with. Like okay, if y'all gotta see this too. Y'all not dumb or slow. You know who like who. You know which channel fuck with who, and who they don't mess with. So they will spin it. And it's funny as hell because they get the same information, and one person would spin it that way, and the other one spin it that way. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? They be coming up with shit, and it just make it sound crazy, right? So that's all. I mean, it depends on what you like, and if you don't, so if you on that side that you don't like this fighter, then you gonna go over there. If you don't like, vice versa. Y'all know how this shit works. It's just funny to me. So that anyway Nakatani fight, yeah, I think it's gonna happen. May the 3rd on that Sunday. This the big room. Yeah, it's the big room. Yeah, the big room. Already got okay. That's what's up, bro. Salute to you. He said birthday gift. Oh yeah, that's a good one there. All right. Yes, I hope you enjoy yourself. He said, "You right, these channels crazy." Yeah, bro. It's good. I get it though. You know what I'm saying? You make your bread. I ain't even mad at it. I just think it just be funny though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, picking, you know, but it's all good. Yo, but back to what I was saying about January. January is gonna be a good month of boxing. I can't wait for it. Let me go to my Twitter, right? I had talked about that on Twitter. And I did like a little thread, dropped the posters because I'm just trying to, remind people what's to come. Because I know at the end of every year is always slow. You know what I'm saying? After a certain time in December, we don't have no fights. You know what I'm saying? So I like to remind people, hey, we got some shit coming. You know what I'm saying? So make sure everybody tapped in. All right, let me pull this up. And we got a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? Pull this up. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button if you haven't. Appreciate it. He said, I want to know. I want to see if Keyshawn can stop Ortiz. That would be a statement. Have Ortiz. Only time I remember Ortiz being down was in the Ordano fight a long time ago. I like to see if Ortiz can make the weight. That is something to think about. He is a big kid. You know what I'm saying? Any update on Boost Fight, man? Still in negotiations with Ortiz. Hopefully they get past the line. I'm gonna say this: if they don't got nothing shaking, like the middle of January, then they're not gonna fight next. Nah, I say, well, actually, time is running out because you need to have a good promotion for this fight because they trying to put us on pay-per-view, and you got two unknown quantities, two unknown guys that's about to fight on pay-per-view for the first time, a headline. You got to do a proper promotion. That's just me thinking. I don't know. I ain't no promoter, but I've been around boxing for a long time, and I can just see little shit. Right, those two guys, they're not the best talkers. You know what I'm saying? So you need a promotion. I don't know how they're gonna promote it. Either with they can pair them up with sports teams, or I don't know. They should do something with Dallas and Philly. I don't know how if they finish playing. I don't know what it is, but they got to do some type of promotion, and they're gonna need time to do it. And they're gonna also need a proper timing to get in training camp. So the fight is proposed to happen uh, March the 28th. That means they need to be in camp. They need to probably be starting camp that Monday after Shakur and Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? Conventional, or maybe before that. So you got to get a little. If they announce the fight the first week of January, they should have a press conference the next week and go into training camp. Do a 2-city press tour, New York and LA, and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should do. But if we get closer to that point, bro, without a proper promotion, I don't know if that fight gonna happen. Auckland LD, what's good with you, bro? Um, eh, oh man, I like Smith in the fight. Call me crazy, but I like Smith. I think Smith got enough power to keep Matisse honest, but he gonna have to weather the storm. And if he's physically strong enough to handle that shit in the inside with Matisse, I think he can win that fight. Matisse ain't indestructible, and his defense is trash. All right, so this is my job. I just want to remind people of what's coming. You know what I'm saying? So of course, we got Man Serrano on the third, and Majimov at 160. I'm not sure. Maybe this fight is at 160 coming off a knee surgery, but let's see. He fought at 160 before. But GPC got it all. But you know what I'm saying? I try to make sure everybody's straight. So we got Man Serrano on the third. She got a new opponent, Raina Tellis, and they got a good card too. Also, we got January the 10th. We got Cabiel and Kimba. Cabiel, he's a body snatcher. Then on the 10th, we also got Matisse and Smith. We was just talking about that, and they got a solid undercard as well for their pay-per-view event. And then the 16th, we got Rocha versus Curiel and Flores versus Chavez. So 2 rematches. I'm not sure Zerto gonna make this card. I know he want to do a little tune-up fight to test out the shoulder, but I don't know. We'll see. So that's what it is. Also, the 16th, we have this all January now. January 16th, we got Tim Tszyu Nikita Tszyu versus Michael Zarafa. This is a catch weight at 158. This gonna be a shootout right here. Shootout. January 22nd, this is Salida Promotions, Delphine Persoon versus Caroline Barry. This is for the vacant WBC title. The WBC title at 130 that Alicia Baumgartner vacated to fight 3-minute rounds. So that's that title. We have a local show in Southern California, Long Beach, Sanchez versus Ramirez. It's gonna be a pretty solid fight too. I think Sanchez is from I think he's Puerto Rican, I think. But yeah, that's a good fight. It's like a spinoff of one of Golden Boy's events. You know what I'm saying? Then the 24th, Mortala versus Cruz, bro. I like this fight. I can't wait for it. Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart. Majimov is back. Zaquan Moses. Yeah, it's a good card. Solid. IBF title.
What would you like to know about the car?
Oh shit. Moses Atama versus Jermaine Franklin on the 24th. That's another this is a type of test that they're trying to get Moses to go some rounds, because Jermaine Franklin is noted to go rounds, take punches. But the thing I don't like about Jermaine Franklin, I don't think he always come to win. And I thought he lost his last fight too against Ivan Dashko. He can't be messing around and fighting in spurts against Moses Atama. He might get up out of there. So that's interesting right there. ProBox is back. This is their first card of 2026. Brian Flores versus Starlin Castillo. And they're going to be in the DMV area, so a lot of local talent on that card. Sagawa. You got January 31st, Amazon versus Gustavo Limos. You know, Limos is a notable name for his 2 fights with Hitchens and the destruction against Keyshawn. He's fighting at 140, probably his more natural weight. And then he faces Amazon, coming off a late replacement fight against Kurt Scooby. He dominated that fight. So he's back. He's trying to push to the top at 140. So it's a notable name for him. We have Will Score versus Jacob Bank on the 31st. This is an important fight, y'all. Y'all may see Will Score and may laugh and say, we don't want to see him no more, but he's in an important fight because Jacob Bank is number 4 in the WBO. And depending on what Hamza Shiraz do, he can get a world title shot real soon. And he got the connections too. He's with Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown is the manager of Tyson Fury, and he works with Turkey, and he get him in a position for a big fight. So that's January the 31st on the zone. I'm tapped in. Also, that same day, we got Mortala. Bakram Mutazaliev, my bus. Bakram versus Josh Kelly. That's for the IBF title at 154. So, yeah, I'm waiting for them to announce that whole card, though. They haven't announced the card yet. 31st, we got 2 more titles. So, like, all together, we got 3 world titles on the line at 154. This is unification right here. Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baru in Puerto Rico. That should be fun. I haven't got TV for this, so let's see. And then this one, Teofimo and Shakur. So, yo, like I said, the January is gonna be crazy. Y'all just seen the rundown right there. So y'all stay tuned, strap up. It's gonna be a lot of good boxing. The next couple of days, well, actually, yeah, it starts next week because Amanda Serrano is next week, ain't it? So yeah, bro, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. He said, Persoon still fighting. Yeah. She was a mandatory for Alicia Baumgartner. Alicia Baumgartner turned it down and vacated. He said he's so fucked. Yeah, I think he has a chance because his boxing, but his defense got to be on point. Gonna be a beating. So let's see. Hopefully, let's see what Bachman brings to the table. You know, he been out the ring for a long time too, over a year. So yeah, bro, I had to put that out, man. This is a reference point. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a reference point. Everything I be putting out is like a reference point, so I can go back to. I be dropping my own receipts. Don't know if you seen, um, but Leo is off, and Leo is fighting Liam next. And okay. I didn't see. I didn't know. I knew the fight was off, but him fighting Liam next. That is interesting. I like. I'll take that. I'll take that. Maybe they can throw that on the. Shoot, I don't know where they can put that at. Top rank. I don't know, but that's a good fight though. Maybe they pushed it back for that reason, because Aleem is a mandatory. But I appreciate that. I think that's actually probably maybe a better fight per se, because I'm rooting for Aleem just to get an opportunity. Because I felt like at 122 he didn't get that opportunity. Well, he did, but he came up short. But he was supposed to fight Stephen Fulton. That was the fight right there that will prove would have proved to everybody who was the best at 22 at that time for me. But he came up short against Sam Goodman. But now, yeah, I'm with that, bro. I appreciate the news. Yes, sir. I'm with that. And hopefully we get a fight date pretty soon. So yeah, man. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate the time. We'll probably be back. Let me see. We'll be back soon. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cover the rankings, of course. Any news and notes that pop up, we're gonna definitely talk about that. And we're looking forward to these fights. We got one more significant fight for the rest of the year. That's Kazuka Aoka, January 31st. So we're gonna come back and recap that and all that good stuff, and then we're gonna head on to 2026. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate it. That's my time, and I'm out.